Let's go to David in Charlotte. What's up, David?
Hey, Dr. John, how are you?
I'm partying, man. What about you?
I'm doing good. Hey, listen, I need some help with my marriage.
You have come to the right guy. What's up?
Yeah, all right. So here's the deal. I've been married for about 13 years. My wife and I have two beautiful daughters, ages 13 and 8. And in January, my wife had surprised me by moving out of the house.
Whoa, why?
Well, that's the thing. She just, the disagreement, it stemmed from our finances. And I think she has a little bit of a spending issue. And when she moved out in January, she was in debt, approximately $30,000 in credit card debt. And we can never get this spending issue that she has under control. And it kept snowballing, and it kept getting worse. And then it led to communication issues, misunderstandings, and a lot of hurt feelings between the two of us. And eventually we kind of just, we just stopped talking. We stopped communicating. And next thing I know, she sent me a text in January saying, I'm ending this marriage. I'm moving out of the house. And that was that. So, fast forward to just before she moved out, maybe like a week or two before she moved out, my older daughter had found an inappropriate conversation in her phone. Basically, she was sexting with another married man. So, the next morning, I believe it was the next morning, my daughter had told me, when I gave her a ride to school, my daughter told me what she found. And, of course, I was really hurt. And eventually I went into my wife's phone and I found it. A couple of days later, she had left her phone on the counter, and I was able to get in my wife's phone, and I found it. And I was able to take some pictures and some videos to see what was going on. So I confirmed what my daughter had found in her phone. Are you still there?
Yeah, I'm here. Yeah.
All right. So after that, so she moved out in January, and ever since she moved out, she's been very, very distant. Mm-hmm. And she tried to take me to court to take custody of the kids. Mm-hmm. And so we went to court, and she ended up losing in court. So I have custody of the kids here at the house.
So you call your first question to me is, you want to save your help with your marriage. Is your marriage over? Has she filed for divorce?
I believe so.
Yeah, I mean, and it sounds like she moved out, and then she tried to take you to court. Are y'all still legally married, or she filed for divorce?
Well, I don't think she can. We can legally separate until the next January.
Why?
And then after, I think because we have to be living apart for a year, and then I think everything finalizes. After that year.
I've never heard that in my life. Did y'all get attorneys, like a divorce attorney?
Yes. Yep.
Okay. And they said you just got to sit on this for a year?
Right. And that's exactly it, because, I wasn't physically abusing her. I wasn't emotionally abusing her. I wasn't yelling at her. And, basically the last year of our relationship, she wasn't around in the evenings to help out with the girls. She started working out and developed this insane, workout habit that she's been at the gym.
Okay, hold on.
Constantly during the week.
All right. Hopefully somebody has told you this, and if they haven't, shame on them. Okay? What you are describing to me is very, very clear. Your wife did not like the life she had found herself in. And it's super common to have kids in the age ranges you're in, and somebody look in the mirror and say, this can't be all there is for me. And then they go lose a ton of weight, and they go work out like crazy, and then they start cheating. And then they fantasize about a new existence, and they think it's just going to be simple. I'm just going to leave, and then I'll get all my kids when I want, but not when I don't want. And then I'm going to have this great body and this new sexual partner, and then life's going to go on great. And my bank account's going to be exactly how it was, all that. And so it sounds like she's been cheating on you for a while, man. And it sounds like she's been out of this marriage for a while. This isn't a question about... I can't tell if you are having a trouble facing reality, or if she has told you, no, I think I'm coming back, or you have a fantasy about her coming back. Like, where are you? Because this isn't help with your marriage. This is you coming to terms with your wife has left you, and what is life going to look like now?
Correct. Right. And I think you hit it on the head. And I think it's all the above.
Okay.
I love her very much, and it's hard to see her go. And
okay, so listen.
I'm having a hard.
She's been gone for a year. And now listen. And here's what's really crappy about this. She's probably been gone emotionally for 2 years, if not more.
Right.
And so when she finally left, that was the end for her, and that was just the beginning for you.
Correct.
And so it feels like a gap between the two of you. There's a clear gap. Your wife left you, okay? But there's a gap that feels bigger than the Grand Canyon, because you're like, oh, this is serious. Let's talk about this. And in her head, no, I just put a period at the end of that sentence. It's over.
Correct, right.
And then there's all the legal rigmarole, which the lawyers get paid the longer it goes on. And I have I'm one of the few people in the world, I defend lawyers to the end of the earth, because I think that they play an important role. I also think that they get paid to keep things going.
Yep.
And so if you haven't already, I would find an attorney that says, I need this to be over as soon as possible, and I'm not interested in waiting a calendar year.
Okay.
You are prolonging your own agony and misery, and you are choosing to not grieve. You see what I'm saying?
Right, exactly.
And here, let me tell you, this is going to be hard, what I'm about to say. I'm just telling you the truth. You're dragging your daughters through this.
Mm-hmm.
And you still call her my wife, and you still call her mom, and you still call her, yeah, but your mother. Dude, your wife walked out on y'all. You're one of those guys now. And the question is, what kind of life are you going to build for you and for your daughters out of the ashes of what just happened?
Right.
And that starts with you facing reality. Is that fair? Yep. And you hear me say this as someone who loves you, not someone who's like talking crap at you, right? You hear what I'm saying? I'm not trying to be a jerk.
Right,
I'm just trying to say, hey, man, look, right? This is me having a conversation with somebody in the hospital when I have to be the one that says, hey, there is no brain activity. Your partner is dead. It's time to let go. And they're like, no, we can do. That's me telling you this. It sounds like this thing's over.
Right.
Okay, am I out to lunch? Am I wrong?
Right. No, you're right on the money. Let me ask you this. This is another one of my questions. So, if we were to back up, we had stopped communicating. It was, because of the spending. So my question to you is, if she's in that much credit card debt and she just doesn't stop spending, should I have let her continue to spend in order for her to be happy to try and hopefully, save the marriage if I knew this was going to be the case? Or should I have put my foot down sooner and say, hey, enough is enough? And if at that point, if she wasn't willing to stop spending.
The way you're asking that question tells me that there was some major dysfunction in your marriage. Because you're not her dad. And I put my foot down with my children. I don't put my foot down with my wife, because my wife and I work our butts off months in advance to be on the same page about just about everything. And when we get off the same page, we circle back and say, not, hey, this particular thing, like, so I'm the guy in my house, I'll just spend money. Like, I'm an idiot, right? I'm what do you call him? A free spirit. That's what my friend Rachel calls him. Like, I just see a thing, I work real hard, and I just want to go get it. When I do that, my wife doesn't come at me and say, I can't believe you spent money. That's not how she asks me. She said, hey, you and I've got goals that we all agreed on. And something must be going on in your life for you to violate these goals. What's going on, man? Because you don't seem like you're okay.
Right.
That's different than, you can't do this. Because she's not my mom. She is part of me. The way you refer to your wife as she's running up her money, you've got a pronoun issue in your marriage. That's y'all's money because y'all are all right. See what I'm saying? So something got separated. It might have been the way you always had this thing, or maybe your wife was tired of you acting like her father, or maybe she kept acting like a child and you were left to try to clean up I don't know what the challenge was, but we got to a place where, to answer your question directly, if I had that exact same situation in our house, the way I would have it, the conversation I would have is, hey, to my wife, you and I agreed we want to get out of debt. You and I agreed we don't want to have a house payment, as crazy as that is. You and I agreed we're going to drive crummy cars until we pay off our house and get our kids fully funded for college so that they're going to have less worries than we did. We've agreed on these things. And your actions are not in alignment with what we agreed. Are we okay?
But here's the thing. She thinks life is too short to save at all. So she won't even, we're always negative in the account.
So A, she's very immature, very, very immature. And B, around here, we call it financial infidelity. She was cheating on you with money. It's a power play.
Exactly.
It's financial abuse, okay? And I would treat the infidelity as such.
Okay.
Trust me, life's too long to not save. It's way too long to not save, right? We have to, it's just immaturity. But here's the thing. It is a symptom of the immaturity. It's not the thing to be solved. What's to be solved is a decision to act like an adult. And yes, at some point, if you are married to somebody and they are draining your account and they are putting your family at risk and they are cheating on you with their money, you have to make a decision for the safety of your children, the safety of you, the safety of, this becomes abuse. It becomes infidelity. And I've said this before on the show, I think infidelity is a much bigger conversation than who puts what body part where and with who. Infidelity is, are we on the same page? We agreed to be this, and you opted out, right? And now we're going to have a harder conversation. Cheating is a much bigger picture than making out with somebody. And so all I have to say is this money is a symptom of a much bigger issue. Bottom line, your wife is left. And I'm literally, I can hear it on you. You need to spend some time there. Not with, my marriage, she's gone. She's been gone for a year. And now it's about grieving this thing, sitting in this thing, and then what happens next. Hang on the line. Jenna's going to send you a copy of my new book. I want you to read it straight through, okay? I want you to read it straight through because the back half of that book is, what do we do now? And I want you to go find a counselor or a couple of buddies that aren't going to be like, yeah, bro, but are going to listen to you as you say the words, my wife has left me and my marriage is over, and I don't know what to do next. Okay? And I want you to rally your daughters up and say, hey, I'm coming to terms with mom has left. I want you to call an attorney and say, I need this faster than a year. And maybe that's the law in North Carolina. I don't know. Good God, it's crazy. I can't imagine that is. But I'm sure somebody can write me in and let me know what the deal is. But anyway, I'm sorry, man. I'm sorry. Only the light here I can offer you is there's healing on the back end of this. Okay? There's healing on the other side, but you're going to have to walk through it.